Hi there, Ted from Blue Forest Nursery. It's early June here in northern Minnesota. I thought we'd just take a quick look at some of the happenings with the plants. So come on. First thing I kind of wanted to look at here was our air prune propagation beds. We got a series of them sloping down the driveway. I'm trying to make use of this space efficiently. Don't really like the black top, hard surface. So I figure why not grow thousands of trees here. We also got a lot of small miniature versions here of the air prune beds. If you're not familiar, it's simply a frame here, wood frame, and it's got a layer of hardware cloth, so this type material on the bottom with a layer of wood chips and then some growing soil or medium, and again wood chips on the top. So what happens in that process is as the plants, the roots grow down, they eventually poke out or reach the bottom of that hardware cloth, and they're very gently pruned by contact with the air, resulting in a nice fibrous root system that isn't all root bound like often happens in containers. So we've got a selection of Central Asian apple seeds here. Got these from the USDA Germplasm Repository in Geneva, New York. The seeds were taken from Kazakhstan and Tajikistan back in the 90s and grown in the US, and these are seedlings from those trees. So very excited, good, amazing gene repository to explore here in genetics. So hopefully we can continue to grow these out. This is their first year and they're already quite big for early June. We've got some Nanking cherries down here from our yard. What I'm really kind of excited about is in this box. We'll see, let's try to zoom in here. You can just see one popping up here. But that right there is a Korean nut pine nut. And there's several more beginning to pop. Here's one right there. There's one coming up right there. This is the most advanced one. It's about to unfurl its needles here. But amazing trees, produce edible nuts, super hardy. Yeah, and it's my first time growing them. So we're off to a good start. We also got American persimmons in this box. Those come up a little bit later this month. Got different things. I've got some hackberries coming in here. Those are sprouting nicely. There's a few volunteer maples, but mostly hackberries. In some of the bigger boxes, we can take a quick look at those. These are northern red oak from seed I collected last fall, and they are just leafing out beautifully and off to a great start. We also then, the rest of our beds are planted mostly to hazelnuts, which are in various states of growth. We have a lot of different varieties we're trialing. So if we get in here, I lift the cage up, if I can, with one hand. There we go. You can see all of our little hazels popping up in this bed. Many little hazels. So this is a great way to grow nut trees in particular, because they're apt to send out large tap roots, which makes transplanting difficult and harsh on the plants. But when you grow them in the air prune system, that fibrous root mass that's formed, much easier to transplant and easier on the trees. As you can see, you can grow them quite close together because we're just looking for them to grow in here for about a season, and we can transplant them out to the field or other nursery beds for another year or two of growth, or we can directly sell them or put them in their final spot. Over here we have another propagation bed. This one's mostly cuttings, but everything is looking good. Got some elders over there coming up. A couple of larger cuttings I just stuck in to see what would happen, and some root cuttings, which are actually doing well. And we got a bunch of black currant here. I got some smaller elder cuttings, black elder, which are looking good. Got some honeyberries, or people call them hascaps as well. And this is the first season that I was able to root those successfully. So those are looking good. Got some different grape varieties which are just leafing out. There's a grape for you. There's another grape. They're in there. They're happening. We got willows in here, basket willow. I've got some apple rootstock that I transplanted from a stool bed in here to give them a little bit of another season. Some pea shrub from seedlings. Something I'm kind of excited about, and it doesn't look too impressive at this point, but is some male sea berries that I was able to root earlier this spring and transfer out to here. So there's not much going on, but if you look close, you can see there's definitely green happening on some of them. This one down at the base, you can maybe see the best. But several of them are actively growing. It seemed like the bigger cuttings were the ones that were able to root the easiest. I'm excited to propagate some male sea berries, as well as the females. And to kind of finish it off, I got the different varieties of hardy and Arctic kiwi, which also was the first year I was able to do it cutting successfully. You can see they seem to be taking off pretty well. So I think this could be a good method for propagating in the future. They're pretty amazing plants and pretty vigorous once they get going. So yeah, well, thanks for taking a look. This is a small taste of what we got going on this spring. We've been busy, but it looks like we got a lot of great plants coming. So I hope you guys are out enjoying the spring and doing the same. And hopefully this video has been a little helpful for you. All right, bye.